There's a garden tour on Tuesday, June 16th, 2020. It's about 12:50 p.m. Right here is where I've got a little a signage thing where I want to get some wood chips dropped with a service called Chip Drop. So here's my little setup for now. Here's the entrance. It's unfinished, still in construction, but soon enough I'll have it all done. As you walk in here, we've got just a pot right here, an empty pot, got some dirt in it, and then right here we have 3 varieties of potatoes. We have an all blue potato, and here Purple Majesty and Kennebec, and we're just testing out to see how they grow in containers, so that'll be awesome. Through here, all around the middle, we've got Sugar Baby watermelons. Excited to see those popping up. Right here we have a super young fig tree. Curious to see how that goes. Doesn't look like it's in the best of shape, but we'll see what happens. Over here we have a couple cucumbers and then some tomatoes scattered throughout here. You know, just kind of filling stuff out as I go. Over here we have our beans, and so we have kidney beans through here. And we have, I think, some kind of bush bean over there. And then in the middle we also have a bush bean. Middle is Blue Lake, if you can see. Over here, I can't remember the variety. Last night I just put in these peas and I made the bamboo teepee. Took bamboo rods and screwed some holes in them and then wrapped a string around all of them. Pick this up. So I got the peas all planted around. These are Cascadia vine peas. Cool little structure. Excited to see how they grow on these. It's going to be pretty cool. Over here are the squash, the hardy squash. Right through here we've got the butternut, and then on the back sides we have spaghetti. You can see them in the video. Right here is a young, I believe it's a dwarf or semi-dwarf Jonathan apple tree. Excited to see that fruit in a couple years. Goji berry, huckleberry, and a gooseberry right here on the kind of the east, not the east, the north side of the garden. The north side is going to try and be a permaculture area. And over here we have also a young almond tree. Curious to see why it's kind of struggling at the top. Maybe it's just in a little bit of transplant shock. Pull this string up a little bit. Little ghetto rig with some twigs and some baling string to keep it steady in hard winds. Over here we have an Oregon blueberry. Let's see, I believe it's an Oregon. Yeah. Oregon blueberry, not blueberry, Oregon grape. Curious to see how that'll go. Figuring out a spot to put them. Continue on the path up top. In this bed, I just planted a couple lettuces. Over here, we've got the squash getting pretty big. Here's our radish bed. Curious to see what'll happen when radishes go to seed. I've never seen it happen. It's kind of waiting. Sun's coming out. Over here, last night, I put in twigs for the vine peas to trellis up the twigs on the fence. Not sure if they're all vine peas, but some might be bush. Curious to see what'll happen there. Here is the beet bed, beet and carrot. I don't know if I've seen a carrot come up yet. Actually, there might be one right there. Looks like just one, honestly. Might be a few more. And also got the beets over on the sides. This is an empty bed for now. Potatoes, russets, and here I planted the Kennebec Blue Majesty, Purple Majesty, and all blue potatoes that you can see at the cracks. They're coming up. And then on the back right here is the sunflower, really directing itself towards the sunlight. Pretty cool to watch. Empty beds on this back row. Right here are bush peas. Curious why they kind of just fall over like that. Not really sure. Progressive number 9P. It's a bush pea. And over here we've got my garbanzo bean bed. Apparently garbanzo beans don't produce much, but it looks like we got our first flower right there. So I'm curious to see garbanzo bean come off of that. I'm excited for it. So that's the inside of the garden currently. Looking pretty good. Basically my first year gardening last year. Just kind of planted some stuff and watered it, and I don't really consider that my first year, so I consider this my true first year. There used to be a compost bin back here, but now I moved it, so this is just the tool area. Back here is where I move my seeds out to get them hardened off. I'm gonna water these guys in a little bit, so I got some seeds starting out. And over here is where I moved the compost bin. Got 2 lined up now, so when I turn it, I can just flip it over to the next available pile. So that's an update, and we will be back here at the end of the month probably, just to see how the growth is going on all this stuff. Start your garden, folks. Grow some food.